Hey, Happy New Year, guys. Awesome, huh?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys.
Oh, yeah. We got a whole slog of people on here tonight.
Yes, sir.
Don't
Special-
call me a slog.
Here's a story.
Of a
Is
man
that a
named
technical term,
Dave.
slog?
Yeah, 1, 2, yeah. No, I actually, yeah, there's one more kid than I have, but pretty close. Yeah, no,
Philip
Happy New
used to
Year,
be
guys.
Alice.
that's right. Phil is Alice. I'm not going to ask who Sam is, but
Hey, only clean my house. I ain't clean y'all's house.
that's right. So what we're going to do is, even though we're past the first of the year, we're going to do our year-end show tonight, which was we'll talk about our top lists. Whatever we each individually cooked up for a list, not necessarily just figures, but I mean mine's pretty diverse. And I did a bunch of different things. I'm sure you guys did too. So. But that's what we're going to do. But first, as a reminder, have you got a screen up for Gadsden? Nice. Boy, that's a month away, basically. Which is, holy cow. That's, it doesn't seem like it was much more than a month or so ago that the first one that he did was such a roaring success that he said he was going to think about doing another one in February. And then all of a sudden, new venue, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same venue, different.
Same venue.
Same
Yeah.
venue, different section, right?
Yeah,
Same venue, added section.
yeah.
Very-
They've added more spaces to it somehow.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say they got the whole building.
There was one room that already had something booked that they couldn't get last I heard. So I don't know.
Okay.
Very cool. Very cool.
That-
More
that's
space.
correct.
More space.
I know
more
I need to
vendors.
build some more dioramas.
Yeah, more space, more vendors, which is awesome. As you can see, he's still being more than reasonable on his admission, which is fantastic, actually.
Just so you know, Nancy's going to be helping at the ticket booth, and she don't make change. So whatever you give her, that's your admission to get in. So if all you got's a 20, it's going to cost you 20 to get in.
So if all I got is $2, I'm in.
Yeah, exactly.
can't-
That works the other way, right, too?
She counts anything over $5 as a tip for her.
That's right.
So,
Yeah, that'll-
I think she charged us double since we're,
that's right.
friends and family discount. None of that, right?
Gotta support my husband.
So
If
I
this
do know.
Mint collection.
Go ahead, Jay.
If this one is as good as the last one was, this thing is going to be very successful on down the road because it was great. That place was packed.
Boy,
They expected, I think it was 500 people, and they had like 1,400 people come through.
a ton of people.
So it was packed.
Yep.
A lot of good deals too. A lot of good deals.
Yeah, very good show. Yeah, they did a
I'm
good
just
job.
glad it's not 2 hours away.
Yeah.
I'm just glad
Yeah.
it's not 2 hours away.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
I will.
No, very cool. And they had some more guests lined up this year, right?
They have, I think, two actual. I didn't recognize the people, so I don't know how celebrity, but two different people I saw them mention. I think one's like a wrestler and one's somebody else. I don't know.
Yeah. One played
Taylor May.
Sabretooth in the X-Men movie.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
May.
then
I mean, yeah.
the other
Tyler
guy
May.
is a
Tyler
comic book
May.
artist.
Yeah, he did Michael Myers in a movie or two, right?
Yeah, he did.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's cool.
And then the a comic book artist is the next one, Dugan. You remember
Oh,
his
he's
name?
going to be there.
Yeah, he's
Yep.
going to be there.
Oh man, I've been trying to get a hold of him forever, and I just
Yeah.
can't seem to. So no, that's cool. I'll,
Yeah, he's going to be there.
nice, Deegan.
Yeah, Deegan, that was it.
Yep. That's awesome because he's got another cover coming out soon that I wanted to talk to him about. So, anyways, nice. So, yeah, I get it. It's definitely more localized to us here in Alabama, but if you can support it, by all means support it, because the more shows we have, the better. If you ask me. So, and it does give an opportunity for sellers to offer better deals than they might be able to if they were, in regular retail with all of that overhead and expense that comes with that. So,
This is actually the only really toy convention in Alabama, other than like the pop and Huntsville and stuff. They have the pop culture stuff.
yeah.
There's a few toy
Animes.
vendors there, but this one was loaded with toy vendors.
Yep. Very cool.
And then the Rocket City one, which is not a con, but it's pretty good too.
Yep. It's awesome. So support it if you can. Strongly suggest that we keep this good thing going. So
I've definitely been spreading the word for them to get more vendors.
Yep.
So it should be really good. Actually, we met Andrew there last year.
Yep.
So
I'm
that's
glad.
very good.
I'm glad. I've really enjoyed getting to know a lot of you guys and everything. And I think one of the things that really helped the show be as big a success was the quality and diversity of the vendors that were there. I mean,
Exactly.
everyone that I met and dealt with that was set up for the show, they're just great people, and that says a lot, for our community.
Yep.
yeah, absolutely.
And people were willing to work with you on anything and everything. So, I mean, that was great too. You don't see that a lot. You see it on the last couple of days at a lot of cons, but not on that very first day of stuff.
Yeah, right from day one, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually excellent. Very good job.
A lot of your
Yep.
vendors are fellow collectors too. So I mean, that we're all
Mhm.
we're all part of this family or this community that we all enjoy the same things. So that they're, like I said, they're collectors, we're collectors, so we try to help
Mhm.
each other out, which is this whole idea.
Right.
That's it.
Yep. So
A lot of the vendors are in this group.
Yeah, a lot of them are.
yeah, very cool. And he sold out. He must have sold out a while ago, huh?
Oh, yeah.
You said they're completely sold out.
I think it was a week.
They
Within
have
a
a
week,
week.
they were completely sold out.
They
Yeah,
have
it
a
wasn't
wait
long
list
after.
still. So.
Yep. Cool. Very cool.
I think he said he had like 20 people on the waiting list. So, I mean,
That was the last number I heard from Derek.
so that could be, that's huge. You had 20 more
yeah.
vendors.
Mhm.
Shoot, that's huge.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
getting Joe Lana size nearly.
Yeah, that's a lot. Very cool.
What I
Well,
don't understand is with Birmingham being as big as it is, especially a lot of the guys are from the area, like Dave and Adam, some of the other guys are from that area. I don't see how Birmingham hasn't had one already, or how
it's
I don't know
complicated.
if
It's very
area
expensive.
or-
No, it's
Yeah.
it's terribly
Yeah, I
expensive.
could see that.
And the towns, we looked into it. I guess I'm not
Mhm.
telling tales out of school at this point in time. We actually began to stick our toes in the water a little bit to see about doing, the group hosting a show in the Birmingham area, and discovered relatively quickly that it gets terribly expensive and complicated because of the city
Yep.
or the cities. Some of them
Yeah.
demand that you have a business license in the town that the venue's at, because they want to make sure you're collecting sales taxes. And the Birmingham area has got a great big huge X through it
Yep.
to try to do anything that makes any sense, because it's typical city. They're going to try to get every penny out of you for every little thing. And
Plus you've got to have insurance
yeah,
on everything in Birmingham. They want every vendor to have a license. It's complicated. It really
Yeah.
it quickly turned into a big old fat no.
Yeah, especially in the Birmingham area for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
I
that.
was,
But you know
I
what?
was talking to Wolf. I was talking to Wolf, and I was telling him, I said that, it's great that we have a low admission price, because that gives you more money to spend, at the show. So that helps the vendors out, and then if they have a good showing, then that makes them keep coming back. So
Mhm.
that I think that helps a lot right there. Is just the admission.
Yeah, I mean he's got the ball rolling. He's been successful once. Looks like he's going to be successful a second time. More power to him. I mean, literally, he's found a spot to do it. It's located as good as you're going to get, and still be able to have reasonable admission. So
Yeah.
that's when you look at Birmingham Comic-Con, you wonder why it's $40 for one day for one person to get through the door. It's because it's in Birmingham.
Yep.
I didn't realize it was that much.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to cover their costs.
Yep.
Yeah.
At $40 a head. That's not a good plan. So
That's
And as you get more well-known guests, you have to go up on admission to cover the cost of having them
Exactly.
come
That's where your admission cost is. Yeah.
yeah, because you have to comp the guests. I mean, you have to.
Yeah.
So
that was one of the conversations that Jonathan and I had after the con. I was hanging out there at the shop with him and Derek, and that's one of the things is they want to keep the admission price as low and affordable as possible. They do want to keep trying to bring in some celebrities, but like you said, I used to do a lot with the horror convention side. I used to go around and I worked for Horror Hound and for Days of the Dead for several years, and some of the fees that these celebrities, require, because they'll have minimums. And if they don't meet that minimum, whoever the coordinator is or for the show, they've got to come out of pocket to cover those. So you have to be very careful about, booking guests and making sure you keep it at the level of what you can support within that community that the show's located in. So.
right. Yep, that's right. Yep. So yeah. Yep, it's a complicated thing, and like I said, I'm glad Wolf's doing very well with it, and like I said, more power to him. He got that ball rolling. It's all in his court. I don't need to get involved in it. That's for sure.
I don't want to get involved in it.
No.
Yeah, enough. Got plenty of other things to do besides
I
that.
just want to show up and sell stuff.
Yeah, no, we tried. We did. We looked into it. We tried. 2 years ago? 2 years ago, year and a half, 2 years. We tried, and we ran right up against it real quick. And there was no longer any mystery why there was no big shows in the Birmingham area. Mystery solved. Shaggy and Scooby got it all figured out real quick.
We did.
Ruh-roh.
So, anyways, let's get our lists going here. And I'm going to do the first write-in list, and it's Richard Cathcart. Do you have photos for these or not?
I do not.
Okay. So this will just be, I'm going to read them off from Richard. He says no order, no particular order. And it's a mix between Legends, Marvel Legends, and Joe's. Wolverine from X-Men 97, which is actually a pretty good figure.
Is that the one I got?
I believe so. Either you or your brother, one or the other. Sabretooth from the Wolverine 2-pack. I don't know.
That one's on a lot of people's lists.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
And now is that movie or
That's
comic?
pretty good.
Comic book.
Comic. Yeah.
Comic.
He says latest version of Storm Shadow, which would be technically V2. What we would refer to as V2. Quick Kick. Naugahyde. Wolverine from the Deadpool movie in the yellow suit. I do know one of you guys got that one.
That one's good.
Cable from the Zabu wave. That must be a builder figure, correct?
It was.
The same.
Well, no, Cable.
Tiger, don't
It was a Build-A-Figure, yeah.
Punisher from the 2-pack.
I've seen that.
Must have been another
That's
Punisher.
Luke Cage Punisher 2-pack, I think.
Probably
Okay.
so.
No, it was Punisher and I
The guy
forgot
with
the character.
gun hands or something.
Yeah, he's an obscure character. I can't remember his name.
I can't remember
It
either.
looks
Oh,
like
okay.
X-Man, but it's not common.
Okay.
It's the Punisher with no white boots.
Alpine, and the Retro Duke, which, yep, no doubt about it. Let me see if I can jump messages
I've
here.
seen that Retro Duke on a bunch of people's lists this year.
Yeah.
It's a good. It's yeah.
There's a lot of Joes on a lot of people's lists this year.
Mhm.
Became the bushwhacker.
Bushwhacker. There you go.
Bushwhacker.
Bushwhacker.
I found out by the time you said it.
There you go. Thank you, Chris. There. So, speak of the devil, Chris's list. Chris Branyan, top 10, no particular order. Wolf Spider.
Oh yeah,
I don't have Wolf Spider, and
Me
I'm
neither.
not 100% sure I want to spend $40 to $45 for one. But I'll figure it out in the lull because it looks like we're still going to have a lull this year. The good news is the price isn't going up any. He seems to have leveled off at like $40 to $43. So,
Right.
Airborne, woohoo! Torch. These, of course, are all classified. Retro Scarlet, absolutely. Retro Beachhead, not at all surprised to see that on an Alabama group. Operation Monster Force Delta Red Nocturnal. These Monster Force figures, I got to tell you, we had a discussion before our holiday break about that
Stop rubbing your eyes.
next one that's coming out next year that is Dr. Venom all over it. Of course,
Yeah.
the Generals that was supposed to figure into shipping sometime in the summer. That line's got me intrigued. I wish they could produce them quicker. But
Yeah.
the
I
rest of
found
his-
out about that line that the guy that is creating that line and doing a lot of design is a huge Joe fan.
Yeah, he's got to be.
That's why he's dropping a lot of stuff in to the figures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt. Operation Monster Force, Sleepwalker, Heavy Arms. Operation Monster Force, Killer Warg. I wonder if it's like a Killer Warg.
Yeah.
Operation Monster Force, Declan Van Helsing. That must be one of, what was his name? Heimlich, the original Van Helsing. Must be one of his.
It's a lot of monster related stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And Operation Monster Force, Dracula. So cool.
that is a really great looking figure also.
Yep. Thank you, gentlemen, for those lists. It is appreciated. Now all I have to do is figure out how to close this portion of my phone. I really do need to get a new phone, but I really don't want to have to pay for one. So, cool.
And yeah, he's also got that one coming out that looks just like Dr. Was it Bannon from Johnny Quest?
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
Race Canyon. Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yep. Very cool.
That's an underrated cartoon.
You know what? For a show
Johnny
that ran
Quest
for
was
1
underrated.
year, everybody knows it. Isn't
Yeah.
that fun?
Yeah.
For real.
Think about that. Everybody knows Johnny Quest, and it was only on
Mhm.
for 1 year. It was just an obscure cartoon from the mid '60s, and everybody knows it.
I like the '90s version with Quest World. That thing
Yeah.
looked awesome.
I remember seeing one or two of those. But
And we used to watch it on Cartoon Network. So
Mhm.
yeah, okay,
you know, I'm significantly younger than most of y'all.
yeah, we're aware of that. We're aware of that. We
Rub it
get
in.
we get the whiff of the diaper every once in a while. That reminds
Yeah.
us of everybody
Baby
younger
food hint, you know.
I've never heard that analogy, but that's good.
than us. Anyways, okay, youngster, it's your
Great.
turn.
All right. So, my top 10 is limited to my 3 companies that I collect, which are McFarlane, NECA, and Diamond Select. This year, I was supposed to only collect live action properties, and that fell to the wayside. So, a couple of things before we get to the top 10. I've got 2 honorable mentions. I'll limit myself to 2. First one are the NECA Toon Turtles that came out. This is the Pizza Club Wrath. I have all 4 of them, but I didn't want to bring all 4 over. These guys are awesome. The only reason they didn't make the top 10 is that I had to do some not head swaps, but expression swaps and a little bit of customizing on Leonardo's head so that he can have the angry eyes too. But if you're a Cartoon Turtles fan, these guys are absolutely wonderful. They're great. Highly recommended. My other one is a McFarlane comic book figure, which both of these broke my rule. So, here we are. But this one is really hard to find. I had to resort to eBay to get it, but she's wonderful. She is absolutely, this might be the best figure that I've seen McFarlane put together. And for him to say people don't buy girl figures, women figures, I've never seen her on the shelf. I've never seen any version of her on the shelf because they have the Platinum series. And overall, the collector series of McFarlane figures are just absolutely amazing. Paint apps, articulation, accessories, alternate hands, alternate heads, all that kind of stuff. They're really solid figures. I really like them. So if you want to pay the premium, she's worth it. Now we get to our top 10. So first up for me is totally 80s Alf. I know it's the same Alf figure with different accessories. I know. I don't care. He's absolutely awesome. He comes with tons of accessories. He's got the Alf cartoon on the TV. He's got the little. It's a made up video game system, but he's got the joystick and everything. This guy is super awesome. He's got an Alf shirt on. He's got sunglasses. He comes with a Rubik's Cube, an 80s Zach Morris style telephone, all that kind of stuff. He's absolutely great. He's my number 10.
That is a cool figure.
It is.
I thought I was gonna like the rock and roll Alf more, but the accessories that this one comes with, he's just cool. For number 9, I have another NECA figure, and it is
The turtle figure.
this is Belly Bomb from NECA's Archie series.
Archie.
And like it's just weird. It's like when you were a kid and you went to the store and you saw a figure, you had no idea what it was, but you're just like, I need to have that. He's awesome. His eye articulates, so you can get tons of expression. His eye moves up and down, rotates. His mouth in his belly actually opens up and closes. The tongue in his mouth is posable. He is super, super cool. It's just a really cool toy. He doesn't go with the cartoon turtles, but that's where I have him. He is just crazy. The only thing, I only can hear Bobcat as his voice. Like when I play with him, like, oh, you gotta tell you what we're gonna do. That because that's what you do when you play with your toys. But
That's pretty.
highly recommended. If you find him, he's crazy cool. And it made me feel like a kid getting him a figure that I had no idea anything about, but it's just a cool figure. Highly recommended, especially if you do turtles.
Archie, as in Archie, Betty, Veronica, Jughead, Archie.
Yeah, the Archie comics. They
Archie
have
comics?
a whole line of the Archie comic turtles because I guess in the 80s there were Archie comic turtles. That's what the wrestling turtles are from. And all that kind of stuff.
That's
And
wild.
so they're really, really cool. And I would get more, but I'm trying to limit myself. You will see how that goes. My number 8 is actually from a different company, and it's the only figure from this company, and that is Sam Wise from Diamond Select.
Nice.
Sam Wise, I love the Lord of the Rings figures. They look wonderful. Mine has this funky eyebrow that I really hate that one eyebrow, but he comes with his backpack, all of his stuff. I thought I thought I didn't care about getting this figure. When I got him, it was immediately impressive. The different ways you can pose him, the different accessories you can put on him. You can have his backpack off, you can have his cape off, you can have the bag, all that kind of stuff. He's really, really cool. And this figure made me appreciate Sam more from the movies. When I went back and rewatched them, I realized I didn't dislike Sam. I dislike Frodo. Frodo does nothing but whine and complain the whole time.
Terrible.
And Sam is always there helping him. Sam's awesome. And
Yep.
this figure's awesome. You should get that figure. He's great.
You have to remember,
Um,
Frodo was under the influence of the ring.
Yeah, that's an excuse. Number what am I on? Number 9? No, I'm sorry, number 7. Number 7 is this guy.
Mhm.
That's bad.
Oh, this guy. Look, you could kill somebody with this. This guy, Nightfall, Azrael, armored Batman. This showcases everything awesome that McFarlane can do,
Yep.
but it also showcases things that I really hate about McFarlane.
Mhm.
This should have been the standard release. The red version right here should have been the platinum. But he knew everyone would want the blue version. So he made that one the standard, this one the platinum.
That's what he does.
And it annoys the mess out of me. He looks great. The colors are perfect. The only thing I would like to change, I want to hit these his fists with some silver because they're like this weird gray color. I don't like that. But other than that, he is absolutely wonderful. I love this figure. He is definitely back heavy, so you gotta be careful with how you pose him. But as a kid from the 90s that like grew up with, you know, Batman having his back broken and this guy being the bad Batman, and oh, it's so awesome. But this figure is absolutely cool. Next one is a little bit controversial because people hate the movie, and admittedly the movie's not great, but I was like, and when it came out, I was the target demographic for the movie. You can see I have the Batmobile right there. Thank you, Robin. This guy's so cool. It like when I was a kid watching the movie, the whole thing with Robin and it being the way to get kids to want to be part of Batman totally worked on me. I wanted to be Chris O'Donnell. I wanted to do ninja moves to do my laundry, which is stupid, but it's cool. Wired cloth cape. Look at this. Awesome. Absolutely wonderful figure. I wish that his green had a little bit more of a metallic sheen to it, but that's just it's not even necessary. But it does. It'd be nice if it had a little pearlesque in it. But very cool figure. The whole line is good. I like the Batmobile as well. They're great figures. I know some people don't like the movie figures, and some people say no one else likes the movie figures, but those people are wrong. So there you go. And to prove those people are wrong, let's see, that's 1, 2, number 5, armored Batfleck. This thing, this is a beefy figure, and his articulation is great. The thing I love most about it is his cape. I love the material that they used. I love all the wired posing that you can do with the cape. He looks like he is ready to take on Superman. This figure is really, really great. The only thing I didn't like is that he didn't come with the spear. I had to buy the Superman 2-pack to get the spear. I was going to buy the Superman 2-pack anyhow, so I didn't care. But this is a pretty figure. This is awesome. All right. Change of gear or change of pace. We have another NECA figure, and this is from the movies that my dad let me watch when I was a kid that I shouldn't have watched. There's no reason that an 8-year-old should watch this movie, but this thing, I love the Puppet Master line. These guys are so articulated for how small they are. I mean, this is the biggest one that they've made, and he's tiny. He's got the 6 arms. They all work. They all function. He's got alternate hands for each arm, so you can have him with just fists. His holsters actually hold the gun. His hat can come off. You can take his bandana off. You can put his bandana up and cover his face like he does in the movies. But when I was a kid watching these awful, horrible horror movies with my dad, this guy was just cool. And I wanted a toy of this guy. And so when they started making Puppet Master figures, this was the one I wanted. And he's so cool. I really like this one. He's really awesome. Back to McFarlane. This is another movie figure. And I probably have him too high. This is my number 3. But this character design, I thought this character design, when they announced Batfleck and Batman versus Superman, and they showed pictures of him in the Nightmare outfit, I thought it was absolutely great. I love the way that this looked. I did paint work on this figure, so I did a brown wash on the outer coat on his duster, trench coat, whichever term you prefer. I painted his belt, and I painted the belts down here, and I painted his holster, did a little bit of a wash or a little bit of dry brushing on his knee pads. And so I probably shouldn't have him in my top 10 because of all the work I had to do on him, but
man, it's your top 10. It's all cool.
He is.
Yep.
Awesome.
Looks good.
Awesome figure. All right, and then this is the last NECA in my list. This is Tatsu from the first 2 Ninja Turtle movies.
Mhm.
This was a figure that I'd wanted for a long time. I've been collecting the NECA Turtle movie figures since they first came out, and this guy has been on my want list for a long time. There were issues with getting the likeness rights from the actor. He's not an actual actor. He actually does martial arts. That's how he got the job, apparently. And he didn't want to sign over his rights. But then apparently his son collects NECA figures, and his son sat there and worked with his dad, trying to get his dad to agree to do. They finally got the figure put out, and he's awesome. Cloth goods on him. He comes with alternate head sculpt. You've got a bunch of accessories. He's got a sword. He's got a fan, and then I guess it's a kendo stick that he has, and I guess that's one of the things that the actual, because he teaches martial arts, it's one of the things that he actually has a specialty in. So this is Tatsu, which, I mean, he is, if you like the movie Turtles, he is absolutely awesome. Didn't get a whole lot of turtle figures this year. There haven't been a whole lot of them. Then we're at my number 1. So for those of you who say I'm long-winded, so do my students. Deal with it. Number 1 for me is a cheat. I cheated. There's actually 2 figures, but they have to go together because the Grayson Batman in the blue. This is the platinum version. Again, I hate the platinums. And then Damian Wayne Robin. These are the figures that made me break my rule and start collecting the comic book McFarlane figures. These guys are absolutely wonderful. They look perfect for the source material. I love the stories. For those of you, this is Dick Grayson, the original Robin, when he became Batman after Batman supposedly died. He didn't really die, but he takes on Damian Wayne, who is Bruce Wayne's real son, with Talia, and Damian becomes Robin. Their dynamic in the comic books is so interesting because Richard Grayson, whichever term you prefer, tries to be the dad that Batman was never to him when he was Robin, and Damian is a lot like Bruce, and so he's super serious about everything and aggressive, and Batman trying to be lighthearted. It's a really cool dynamic in the comics, and these guys are absolutely perfect representations of those books. This is what made me do all of this over here. These guys are absolutely awesome. I'm so pleased with these. There's nothing I would change about these figures at all. They are absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, that Morrison run was pretty great.
It was the dynamic between those two. I was actually disappointed when Bruce came back and became Batman again, because it ended that Batman and Robin, and I thought that was such a cool way to do Batman and Robin, where now Batman's the lighthearted one and Robin's super serious and aggressive and trying to kill people, all that kind of stuff. And it was really, really cool. I really, really liked it. And getting back into the comic book figures has made me want to go back and start reading graphic novels again. And so that's probably going to be what I'll start collecting this year.
Yeah. Very
and
cool.
so that's my top 10. That's my list.
Yay. Awesome job.
Good job.
Sorry if I went too long.
No, good list, man. Really good list.
What do you think, Corey?
Oh, what we got here? Well, my camera's froze up a little bit. Wait for it to. Okay, there we go. All right. This is my honorable mention here. We got Retro Stalker. Shane picked this figure up for me. I think at GameStop, wasn't it, Shane?
Yes,
Oh.
GameStop.
Like I said, I liked him. I like his colors better than I do the original one. So he's my only honorable mention. I missed a stake in the assignment, so I just done strictly top 10 Joes for 2024. And I stayed away from the HasLab. Number 10 is Cobra Commander Once a Man. And the reason he's at this low on the list, he's like, what, the 15th or 20 Cobra Commander we got now? So that's the reason. That's the only reason he's number 10. That's it. Other than that, he would have been, if we would have been less than 3, he'd have been probably in the top 3. My number 9. What's number 9 here? Retro Scarlet. I know we got her in Glenda form, but as far as Scarlet goes, they've done a movie figure and they've done the original one with the classified. I'd much rather have the Retro Scarlet figure.
Yeah, this one's on a lot of people's list.
So she's my number 9. Number 8, Doc. The only thing he would have been higher on this list if the stretcher would work properly. I've been moving. I hadn't had a lot of time to modify the stretcher yet to get it to work properly because they want to bend when you pick them up. But he's a great figure. I like the glasses, the green tinted. You can see through them. Perfect for Doc. I see a retro carded Doc in the near future, basically just the gear stripped down.
Yep.
Number 7, what we got here? Number 7, Nemesis Immortal. He will always be Nemesis Immortal to me. Great
Enforcer.
figure, real beefy. He would have been higher for me. I just don't like the articulated wings. They could have been better articulated from Hasbro, in my opinion, because they have done other figures in the Marvel lines. The wings are way better articulated than that. Number 6. What we got here? 6. Retro Beachhead. Come on. I'm from Alabama. Everything about this figure is great. I mean, there's not a complaint there. The only reason he's not higher, there's just better Joes that come out in 2024, in my opinion. Number 5 is Raptor. This guy is awesome. You got to do a little modifying to the claws to get them to do that. But you take I took a very small chainsaw file and file the insides of the claws down to fit the hands better. But other than that, you can definitely see a lot of designs from the movie Vulture from Spider-Man. I think it's the first No Way Home or whatever. The first Spider-Man movie with the new Spider-Man in it. Figure Homecoming, yeah. With like I said, you can see a lot of that work in his wings. So great figure. Number 4 we got here, Nagahide. Come on, he's got the monkey. I know Shane loves that monkey.
I hate that monkey.
That's a great figure. Me personally, I think they could have left the monkey out of it and possibly gave him maybe a 4-wheeler or put him with a vehicle would have been a lot better. Great figure. Number 3 we got here is Road Pig. Real beefy. Should have been a $24.99 figure. He didn't need the dog. He didn't need the extra hammer. He didn't need the riot shield. But that was a great figure. I know a lot of people don't like the tattoos. I plan to get another one when they get cheap and do some customs. I'll probably get 2, one without the tattoos as well. Number 2 is Iron Grenadier. I'm going to tell you right now, I think Destro's great-great-grandfather done some work from Germany. But this figure is a great figure. If you wanted to make a really cool custom Red Skull, this is the figure to do it with. He's got so much stuff. It's just unreal. He has to be my number 2. And unfortunately, I'm jumping on the bandwagon with number 1. It's Duke. I mean, he's the perfect Duke. And if you like the comic books, cartoon, he is my ideal Duke. So that's my top 10 for Joe's for 2024.
Nice. Great list. Great list.
Yeah. A lot of those are on everybody's list.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
So
and I mean,
I
I
just
hate to
done-
say, Raptor is you cannot. I'm telling you, you cannot dislike that Raptor figure.
Yeah.
You just can't.
You can
That-
dislike the
The only thing I liked about it, disliked about it was the claws. But like I said, I think the number 1, the smallest chainsaw file, a couple runs down each side of the hand gauntlets,
Mhm.
where his hands goes in, perfect fit.
Yep. Yep.
Other than that, it would have been higher. Yeah, I know I left Quick Kick out, but I figured Quick Kick could be in everybody's top 5.
Nice. Nice.
I've
What do
seen
you
a
got, Gage?
lot so far, but I ain't seen a quick kick in anybody's yet.
No, I haven't seen anything yet. What you got, Gage?
All right. So for my honorable mention, I'm going to have this. It's the Jack Pacific. This is a 2.5 scale Ned Flanders.
Idly ho.
Yeah, they don't have much articulation. Arms go up, head moves a little bit, legs go up just a little bit. But I love the idea of the world building with that. I have the Simpsons house, little diorama playset, and all the Simpsons family members. And I really just like the idea of the world building and having all those characters and
Yeah.
having that small scale. It makes them easy to display. So that's my honorable mention. My number 9 is kind of cheating a little bit. It's a re-release and it's a 2-pack, but NECA re-released the Bebop and Rocksteady this year.
Great figures.
Yeah, they redid some paint and articulation on them, and
Yep.
I mean, just growing up with the cartoon and the old arcade video games, these are like quintessential
Mhm.
characters for me, and I really love these figures. Does that make you excited too? So that's my number 10. My number 9 is also Ninja Turtles, and it's a more controversial figure, but it's the Playmates, the new
Mhm.
Donatello. I love everything about this figure except for the pores in the skin.
The texture, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Labels.
texture's weird, but it's awesome having these figures with more articulation than they normally did. And Donatello's my guy, so of course I had to have the Donatello. And he
Right.
probably would be a lot higher ranked if it wasn't for that texture in the skin.
It is weird.
And giving him
But-
the wrong head, but the wrong mouth.
But the price on those was fantastic too. I mean,
Yeah, like they were amazingly priced, and I mean, really everything's great about them except for that texture on the skin. And
Yeah.
I'm hoping maybe they might re-release them at some point without that texture. My number 9, I haven't opened it yet. I just got it the other day. I'm super excited about it, and that's DC Superpowers Booster Gold.
Booster.
Mhm.
One of my favorite DC characters ever. I love the JLI that Giffen and McGuire did.
Yeah.
I loved the run that Jeff Johns did with them. I've loved him since I was a kid. I was excited when he popped up in like Smallville and all that stuff. I actually just got into Superpowers within the past few months. I had talked about maybe getting into it, and a member of the group sold me his whole collection. And
Oh,
Blue Beetle was in it, so of course I had to have Booster Gold to go with him.
yeah.
Next on my list is a Mythic Legions. I think his name's like Arazak.
Mhm.
It's from the Poxis wave. Just really cool angry wizard. He looks so mad. Mythic Legends makes great figures. 4 Horsemen do, and I really love this little wizard guy. I think wizards are really cool. That'll be And then number 6, I have the NECA Ben Cooper Dracula kid.
That's cool.
These are like $20. It was at Walmart. They're very small, but I am obsessed with those old Ben Cooper costumes. They look awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah, they were great.
Even these figures, they look great, and they go great with my horror figures. I can have Dracula sneaking up on him while he's trick or treating or something, and
That's pretty good.
I still have not seen any of those in person.
I've never seen one. That was very cool.
yeah, they're awesome. I love them.
Our Walmart got them, Shane, but I think they went on sale and just gone in a matter of days. They went clearance.
I've
They,
never
they
seen
don't.
them.
They don't seem to hang
Yeah,
around too long in any place that sells them.
No,
They're pretty
no,
popular.
And then starting out my top 5 is going to be, if I can,
That's some 3D action right there.
it's the
Coming
Jack
at
I was
Jack Jack
ducking. I was
Mr.
like,
Burns.
Look at- put out my eye.
It's an awesome figure. You can take it out of the coffin. It has a little thing right there. It comes with a pillow in it. So you can just have Mr. Burns, but I like to have him with the coffin. And even they could have went way more basic with it, but they put a lot into it, and I really like this figure a lot.
That was
And
great.
I'm really
man.
excited to see what more Jack Specific does with The Simpsons. I have everything that's came out so far, and I hope they just keep making them because the prices are really cheap, and they look really good. They look just like the cartoon.
Yeah, you're lucky, man. I saw that at Wolf's Den, and I had it in my hand for a while.
That's where I got it at.
I know. I remember your post. I really thought about it for a long time while I was there.
So my number 4 is from X-Men 97. It's the Black Queen, Madeline Pryor. I think she's an awesome character. I really didn't expect to get like a figure of her. Normally she looks more risque than this, but I'm still really happy with it. Cyclops is my favorite X-Men member, so any characters associated with him. And I've really been trying to build out having all his family members in Marvel Legends form, so this was great for me.
It's all good.
It's great, man.
I just wished her skin wasn't so pink. I
Yeah.
wished it was more
Yeah,
flesh
it's
tone.
very pink skin. It looks weird.
Yeah.
Number 3 is another Donatello figure. It's the NECA, the Last Ronin Donatello.
Yeah, it's a great figure.
I really love the Last Ronin line, and I was wanting to jump in and out of fully doing it. And when they released the Donatello, it was just like, oh, I mostly only collect Donatello anyway, so it was just easy just to get Donatello. But he looks so good, even without the hat. Like, it's one of my favorite figures I have. I really love this figure.
Looks like he has a pie plate on his head.
Yeah. Number 2 is the New York Comic Con exclusive Kevin Eastman.
Yeah.
One of my friends went to the con and picked this up for me, and I mean, it's just an amazing figure. And for some reason, I have a thing for liking people with mustaches. So, but yeah, I mean, it's
I don't
just,
see why, man.
yeah, I don't know why
Yeah.
either. But yeah,
You got to have a
it's got
Recondo around there somewhere.
He has this little sketch pad with all the turtles drawn on it. He came with like 4 or 5 of these tiny little plastic pencils that are going to get lost, but it's an amazing figure. Like, it looks so good, and I love having it. And then my
So if
number
they make
one,
a Magnum PI, you gonna buy that one?
I will.
I'll buy that one as well.
I would too.
Yeah, I would 100% buy it.
As long as it comes with a Ferrari.
It would look so good. My number 1, and as soon as this was announced, I knew I had to buy it. I bought it immediately, and that's the Figura Obscura Frankenstein's Creature. I look at this thing every day. It's amazing. All the accessories that came with it. And when the first pictures came out, I really thought I was going to display it with the long hair and the jacket and all that. But once I put them like this to take a picture, I was like, no, this is it. Like, this looks amazing. And I love this figure, and I love collecting any type of Frankensteins, Bride of Frankensteins. And so this was a must buy for me. And I knew as soon as I got them, I was like, this is gonna be my favorite figure this year, and it absolutely is.
Right.
And
I love mine. I got mine right after Christmas.
oh wow. But that's my top 10, and
Awesome.
Great line, man. Some awesome figures in there.
thank you.
No, fantastic job. Liking the diversity already. I mean, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's just collecting is that
Yeah, I was
way.
gonna say-
It should be.
I mean, that's what I like about the group in general is like,
There you go, Gage. I still got mine in the coat and stuff.
and that looks amazing. But as soon as I
It does.
like redid all the other stuff, I was like, no, this is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the reason I got him, it was that's the only one I ever seen described accurately from the Mary Shelley Frankenstein novel.
Yes. And that was another reason I was like, this is going to be a must buy because I don't know how many figures we'll get like this.
Hmm. Very cool.
Awesome.
Very
Great
cool.
list.
Yeah, thank you. Very cool. Andrew, you ready for your debut? You haven't ever been on this crew before.
No, yeah, this is my first appearance.
Nice. Well, have at it.
I appreciate y'all having me on. Most of my stuff is still going to be boxed though, because I'm in the middle of reorganizing, putting new shelves, repainting. So I didn't want to take everything out and
Sure.
leave it out until I was ready to display it. So as I work through mine, I'll go through pretty quick. I'm not quite as diverse because this is the first year that I've really gotten back into heavy collecting some of the more modern toys that have been released. So I've been trying to stick primarily to Motu and then the Joe Classifieds line because those were my two big things growing up. So that's why I really kind of stuck with those. But for my honorable mention, before I get started on my 10-to-1, was also the Ben Cooper stuff, all of them, and kind of in general, because I've been able to pick a few of these up along the way. I've got the Gizmo here, and then the Stripe. And then we've got a few of the monster ones also, but just kind of that whole line of the Ben Cooper stuff, just as, my childhood growing up with those costumes and everything. So I've been really trying to work hard to pick more of those up as I can find them. So
With all the water dripping down in the mask for breathing. I remember it well.
Yeah.
Plus,
Yep.
growing up in Maine,
Yeah.
most of the time it was ice. There was ice dripping hanging off the bottom of our mask because of condensation.
yeah, all the condensation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
It was
so I'm gonna
America
start-
we survived.
Sir.
It was America we survived our childhood. Couldn't see, couldn't hardly breathe in them.
No. And our parents just kind of let us go. We did our thing
Oh yeah.
with our
yeah.
friends.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That was
Yeah,
it.
I got to tell you, when you're 5, it was really hard to drive a car when you were wearing a mask too. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The holes didn't kind of line up really well with your eyeball.
But no, I really love those. So yeah, so that's like kind of like my honorable mention right now. My wife loves those too, so I've been getting those for her because she's big on the horror side, and her thing is Frankenstein, anything Universal Monsters, and then Bride. So yeah, so they're kind of like with a lot of the other guys here that are kind of sticking hard with the Frankenstein stuff. So. Well, my 10-to-1 is not going to be in a order of my favorite or least favorite to the favorite in that, as far as I'm just going to kind of show you what my top 10 overall in the two categories that I really, picked the figures up on this year. So the first one I'm going to start with is Mishmash with the Turtles of Grayskull with Leatherhead.
Oh, cool.
He was always one of my favorites, with the original TMNT line growing up. So when they did this mashup, I have not collected all of these figures, but this was one that I had to make sure that I added to my collection. So, so that's my 10. Then my 9 is going to be the Horde Trooper Prime.
Ooh. Nice.
I really liked this figure and the options that it had as far as able to change out the arm cannon and the weapons with it. And then the droid, the hover robot that comes with it and everything. So yeah, I was glad I was able to pick this one up. So let's see here. Another favorite from my childhood. And I don't know how many of you guys were kind of hardcore Motu guys growing up, but like Cyclone, the Origin Cyclone release that they did. I love this figure. Cyclone was one of my favorites, and they did such a good job with this figure. So it's got a special place there.
Yep.
Okay. Continuing with the Motu stuff, with the Master stuff, was the Prince Adam and Cringer.
Mm-hmm. That is a cool.
Mainly because, Prince Adam's cool. A good Cringer in these modern lines is really hard to find. They had the classics where they had the, it come out with the Queen in her form. You could get the Cringer with that. It's really hard to find a good expression with the Cringer that's, that it's got the articulation, and this figure is awesome. And it's in the box, but I have taken it out, played with it, and it's so good. It's so good.
And the alternate head is the meme from Prince Adam.
Exactly. Okay. The next is going to be the Too Bad.
Oh,
Yeah. This one, they just did such a good job with this, with having, the two guys before they're merged together to create Too Bad, and then having the body where you can build the figure together as you want to. So being able to grab this one, another one of my, personal grails for the year, to be able to add that to my collection.
That is cool. That's really cool.
And
Very
okay,
good figure.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 is a special one because my wife got me this for my birthday, and this was also gotten up at Jonathan at Wolf Den Collectibles. But the Masterverse Skeletor with the Bone Throne.
Cool.
This is just a really cool piece. Really cool. I can't wait to get my shelves up so I can display this the way that it needs to be shown. But just the design that they took and the accessories, the way you can light up with the Bone Throne is just really good. So, especially since the wife got that for me, it means a lot to me. So,
and it's got such an awesome name, Bone Throne.
Exactly. Okay, so that got me to 5, and now my final 4 are all going to be Joe related. So, and a couple of them are going to be ones that we've already seen here. Go ahead and pull it out. Of course, one is the retro card beach. So, I mean, like I said, just if you're from Alabama, this is probably on your list as one of the top figures. So that's my number 4. My number 3, because I'm just a bat guy, is the Grenadier Bat. That they brought out. I really like this figure, so I was glad I was able to grab one of these. But it adds it to my bat army because I'm just and actually the first couple of bats I actually got from John there at the Gadsden Collector Con. So this is just kind of adding to that army. Okay. Number 2 is going to be Wreckage and the Tiger Paw. One of the few that I do have out of the box because I've been playing with them and working on posing, but I really like the Tiger Force stuff. And I like what they did with Wreckage and his design and color scheme. So that's in my top 10 for the year. So
he is a great figure.
And then lastly, another one that holds a special place growing up because this was my version of Storm Shadow. I never really had the original Cobra version. So when they did the V2 Storm Shadow, even though there's some things that, I wish they would have done a little bit differently with this figure, I really do just love this figure and what it means to me from my childhood. So,
absolutely.
That's my top 10.
Great job.
The G.I. Joe Storm Shadow.
Yeah.
Exactly. The Joe Storm Shadow.
Yeah. So, Andrew, you got your bats from John, you said, at the con?
I did. We did some trading, and I picked up an Alley Viper and an original bat and a couple other figures, and then we did some deals after the con too. But so I picked those up from him.
Don't feel bad for John. I paid for his rent, but at the 10 o'clock that morning.
My booth ain't taken care of before the show even started.
And John, I still got some the stuff put aside for you. So you let me know when you want to try to get together. So
all right. I'm working on it. I'll get with you soon.
Oh, I know. No rush. I just.
You guys are doing a fantastic job. This is actually very, very good. Seriously. Okay, Phil. See if you can make a run of it. Let's go.
Shane got some pictures I sent him. I don't know if he's going to bring those up or not, but
You working
these are
on
in
it?
no particular order. These are just some figures that I picked up this year. So I've got this at Wolf Den. I think there's one before that, isn't there, Shane? Wasn't it
No.
Lobo? Okay.
No, I didn't get them in any
this is
order.
Sla-
You didn't.
this- okay. This is Slash, guitarist for Guns N' Roses. I saw this in Freddie Mercury at Wolf Den. My wife is a big Queen and Freddie Mercury fan, so I picked up Freddie and Slash for me. And I just thought this was pretty cool. They're starting to do some of the music related figures, which I like. So any guitarist or figures like that, if I can get them, I'll try. He's got the Metallica set still at the store, and I just don't have the money for that right now. So I figured I'd pick this one up. So that's my first Music Maniac figure, but I haven't opened him yet. It says it's limited to 11,800, so we'll see. This is the Mezco 112 Ghost Rider. This is like the comic accurate version. This is the outside of the box. It comes with like a slip cover over it. That's actually the slip cover. This is the picture that's actually on the comic. I think it's his. I can't remember if it's. John, help me out. Is it Marvel Spotlight 5 or is it Ghost Rider 1 that has that cover?
I think it was 5.
I think it's Marvel
Spotlight 5 that had
okay, that's what I thought. So yeah, you got the flame effects and everything on it. The suit on him actually feels like leather. So I mean, it's like it's soft goods. It's not like hard plastic. I mean, this figure, his head lights up, the bike lights up. It's got places for batteries under there, and you can turn the light, light it up and everything. I just don't have the batteries for it yet, or I would have done that for the pictures. But he's got the little stand there for it, and he's got a bunch of different hands. He's got actual chains to to pose him with and everything. So I'm a big Ghost Rider fan. Or I'm a fan of figures that come with bikes. So obviously Ghost Rider is in my collection. So but yeah, the bike is really cool. And of course you got the Biker Mice from Mars. I picked these up at Toylanta back in March. I found all three of them. A guy had a case of them and he was selling them. They weren't in stores yet, and I guess I could have waited a little while, but I had the money and figured I'd go ahead and pick them up. So they all come with hot dogs. So I have them sitting there eating their hot dogs and posing. They were done really, really well. They've got great articulation. The paint application on them is really good. You've got different heads. You've got heads that look like they have their helmets on, and their weapons and everything. Their tails move. I mean, they're just really, really done great. I really like them. I'm waiting for the bikes to come out. They're supposed to be released sometime, I think, this year. So I'm waiting on them so I can give them the rides. But I really like the Biker Mice from Mars figures. Of course, bike related stuff. So then I picked this up at it was the what was it? That con in Huntsville, the toy show in Huntsville. I found this.
Rocket City.
It was one of it was the one that. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Rocket City.
I wasn't planning on going, but me and my wife were out and about, so we rode up there and looked around. Kip Reeves was up there, and I'm sure there's probably some other guys from the group. They might have been there, but I'm a big Bumblebee fan, so I had to get this. He's really cool. Plus, it's G.I. Joe, the crossover. I know a lot of guys are looking for the Soundwave Thunder Machine, myself included. So every time I go to Ross, I look to see if there's one, but yeah, I think I don't know if they're just cleaned out or what. I just hit and miss. So, but he comes with a Stalker figure with it. And I just actually opened it today for the picture. So just trying to find a place to put it. But I really like Bumblebee. And I thought this was a cool mashup with G.I. Joe. And the box is really cool too. It actually comes apart. And you got your Shockwave with the Ram Cycle. And of course, another bike related figure. That's probably going to be like the theme in my list. He's a really cool figure. I like the accessories he comes with, and obviously the bike and everything. And It goes with my other GI Joe bikes that I've got. I've got Duke and Baroness and Breaker with the Ram Cycle, and so when I see some more come out, I'll probably get them too. And this is the Model Select Ghost Rider. It's, I guess you'd call it a statue, but you can pose it. It's got, I guess limited articulation, but it's the Marvel Select. It's kind of like the comic accurate. I want to say it was is it the Danny Ketch one? Or I don't think it's Johnny Blaze. Okay.
It's Ketch.
But Ghost Rider figure statue. I really like that. Thought it looked cool. Got it at Wolf Den too. Same time I got the Mezco 112 one.
I believe that's Johnny Blaze.
Is it
That
Johnny
looks
Blaze?
like Johnny Blaze's outfit, yeah. Because Danny Ketch is black. He's got the black.
He's
They
got
are
black.
all
That's
over.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the all black one. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was cool. That's the Danny Ketch.
That's
And that's
Danny
the
Ketch,
Marvel Legends. I think that. Yeah. And he's got the the cool flame effects in the bike and okay, we could get chains. I may make some custom chains for it because I think the chains are just from the other Ghost Rider figure that they did. So they just Hasbro just kind of reusing some of the accessories for it, but again, it's Ghost Rider. It comes with the bike and everything. So got to get that. And there's the Lobo with his Space Hog. I got from Amazon, put it on sale for Black Friday, and been looking at it for a while. Was waiting for the right time to get it, so I pulled the trigger and bought it, and actually got a box today. And he's a awesome looking figure. I mean, comes with extra head. I don't know his dog's name. Do y'all know what his dog's name is?
Dog.
Dog.
His little dog.
Dog.
Yeah,
Dog, is
it's
that
D-A-W-G. Dog. It's dog.
DAWG. Okay.
Dog.
But the Space Hog is pretty cool, and again, he's also a bounty hunter. And of course, I don't do Nicolas Cage. Sorry.
Wait, that was Ghost Rider. What are you doing?
Yeah, he was Ghost Rider. Yeah,
That was Ghost Rider.
But those are some of the things I picked up in this year, and I'm happy with them. I did have a couple things I wanted to share. I guess you could call these my honorable mentions. I can go back to
Just one second.
I picked this up today. It's the Marvel Legends Iron Man, like the original. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think this was a really cool figure. I got it at Ollie's for $10, but it's like the Mark I. But I already thought this was really cool because it's comic, the comic accurate, Yeah. But he's got actually got scratches like on his paint and everything to make it look like he was, I just thought it was a really cool looking figure, and I don't have many Iron Man, so I grabbed him. And then this was one of my other favorites. And this is another Bumblebee. This is the Studio 86 Bumblebee, like from the movie. And I've got a pretty good Bumblebee collection going, so I had to have him. I've actually got like a G1, like the real little bitty one,
Yeah.
I've got that one. And then this is the last thing. I found the Jada 132 scale. So, but that's my list.
Awesome.
Mostly bike related stuff.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Cool.
No, you collect what you collect, man. That's
Yeah,
that's
we all agree with what we collect. That's for sure.
yeah, that's it, right?
That's all part of it. I mean, I don't think anybody has a right or wrong list. Everybody has what they like, and I think we all kind of enjoy that because like Dave said, the diversity. Not everybody has the same stuff.
Well, I mean, think about it. I mean, if we all strictly collected the exact same stuff, we couldn't help each other out anywhere near as much as we
It would
do.
be
Nope.
You just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
You'd be in direct competition with everybody over everything, and it just wouldn't work out great. So, I mean, the diversity is a great thing. So yeah, thanks, Phil. Good job. Okay, John, what do you think?
Oh, I don't know. That's a
I don't
hard
know
act to follow, right?
No.
I'm going to start out first with my
Oh, come on now.
obscure, my obscure character for the year. And this one I didn't really, when I saw it, I had no interest in it whatsoever until I actually run across one in the store, and I couldn't help it. The Clock King. And it's just such an odd character, but I feel like I need a DeLorean to pose him by for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know
I
why.
need to put him in a TARDIS.
I just, and I saw because I can't remember if this is a platinum or if this was the regular. I don't remember which was which, but I saw the other one, the dark green or whatever, and I really didn't much care for it. But this one I love. I mean, it's just, I don't know why.
Great
It's just-
Silver Age stuff.
Yeah, it's just so.
It's the perfect example of a stupid Batman villain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome.
But I don't know. I just
What was that on the 60s when I come up with him?
So that's my obscure character for the year.
He kind of ranks up there with Condiment King, don't he?
Kite Man.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I have 3 honorable mentions I was going to throw in here real quick. Number one, unless you're a well, hold on.
He threw it in there real quick, yo.
I always have to drop something every show, It ain't right if I don't drop something. But unless you're familiar with my goodness, what is going on here?
It's okay to be nervous.
Okay,
John.
unless you're familiar with the Marvel UK comics, most people probably don't recognize Deathhead. I thought he was an awesome figure. He was a San Diego Comic-Con figure. What I love most about him was the box, and I'm probably going to end up putting him back in the box because it looks like the old 1992 Marvel trading cards.
Yeah.
Oh,
Even
yeah.
the background,
Mm-hmm.
even the background in it is the picture from the card. But I just thought that was a cool character. I always thought he was a cool character anyway. And like I said, he's more popular with the Marvel UK comics from back in the 90s. But interesting character. Of course, another honorable mention was, of course, the Wonder Woman. Had this been the Platinum Wonder Woman,
Yeah, I know.
but I didn't want to give $80 for it. Had it
I
been the
know.
Platinum Wonder Woman, she would have been in the top 5.
Yeah.
But unfortunately it's not the Platinum, so it's still a cool
Lifted.
figure. And,
I gotta say you're copying me, so I
I had to get it in my top 10. So. I wasn't about to, like I said,
diversity is what we're looking for, John.
And this one I
It's a
guess just
sincere
come out,
form.
but it did come out before the end of the year. So my last honorable mention is, and I ain't even got to take him out of the pack yet, but I mean, come on, it's Ace Bat Hound.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you buy that figure. Bat dog.
And he does have the cloth. Batman has a cloth cape, So I had to get that just for Bat Hound.
It's great. It's Dick Sprang Batman. I mean, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
So anyhow, those are my honorable mentions. So number 10, and this one's mainly for the head sculpt. Scar from the Marvel Legends.
Mm-hmm.
I love the way it looks like the wind's blowing hair across his face. I don't know if you can see that. Let me get it right here.
Yeah.
And then he also come with an alternate head to where it's just kind of, you could see him, where it's just kind of stringing down over his eyes. And it's big, bulky, it's a Hulk,
Yeah.
Hulk son. So, I just love this figure. I think it's an awesome figure. This to me is one of the better Marvel Legends that they've done this year. And the head, mainly for the head sculpts, the 2 different heads. I love both the heads. It was just great. And my number 9 is the Masterverse Cyclone.
It's a great figure.
I mean, it is. And this comes off where you can see his face, but I can't remember how to get the thing off. So anyway, wait a minute. Pop it out here. It's like once you put him in the armor, it doesn't come off. Oh, here we go. There we go. So yeah. But I just really like this figure. I thought it was cool. Like I said, I do the Masterverse, the ones that I really like. There's a lot of them, and I'll be honest with you, that Hordak that come out this year, I just ain't a fan of it. I just not,
Mhm.
a lot of them. So that's number 9. Number 8, and when this figure come out, it was Walmart exclusive. I passed on it. I saw several of them when they first come out. They got bought up real quick, and then I got to thinking about it. I thought, well, maybe I should have got it. And then lo and behold, I walked in a month or 2 later, and they had some more in, so I went ahead and picked it up mainly because of the cloth cape, and mainly because you can pose him looking like this.
Mhm.
And I just, that going to the cloth cape with wires it was a genius stroke on McFarlane's part. I won't get into much more about how I'll talk about his genius qualities, not his stupidity qualities, like Adam did with the Platinums. But
Mhm.
I think we all agree with Adam on that. But I mean, I even like the head sculpt and all, and it's the Superman I had. I forget which one it was. One of the other ones is his skin was more pale color, so I really like this one better because it's more skin tone and
Right.
the cape. So I thought it was really a cool figure.
Yeah.
Number 10, 9, 8, 7. This is a figure I'd been hoping for a long time because I love the Squadron Supreme. The miniseries was great back in the 80s. And that's Power Princess. She was one of the kind of harder ones to find this year. I really think they've done a great job on it. The face sculpt. I mean, obviously, if you didn't know no better and you just saw her face, you'd think it's obviously Wonder Woman. But and you could easily customize this into a 6-inch Wonder Woman if you really wanted to.
Mhm.
But they've done a great job. I mean, the figure looks awesome. The face sculpt and everything's awesome on it. And again, like I said, that was one that I'd been wanting for quite a while. I like all the Squadron Supreme, and we've got a few here and there, and hopefully maybe we'll get some more later on. But number 6 was the new Masterverse Trap Jaw, and of course, Trap Jaw was always my favorite character from Masters Universe as a kid. Again, like bats are my favorite army builders from G.I. Joe because of the interchangeable hands, and that's why Trap Jaw was always my favorite as a kid because he had interchangeable hands as well. I don't know why I always just loved that. What I do like about the Masterverse one is, unlike even the vintage and the origins and all, the accessories attached to his belt, but they tend to fall off real easy.
Mhm.
But these actually fit in there good and tight on this one.
Nice.
And I like the update on the arm and all that. And it looks vintage, but it's very nicely sculpted. I'll put it that way. I mean, I think they've done a great job on it. Love this Trap Jaw. He's number 6. Number 5. And I'm going to tell you, it was hard to pick because I could have done all 10 G.I. Joes if I wanted to, but
Yeah.
it was hard. It's really hard to pick on the what they put out with the Joes this year. A lot of great figures. I mean, Quick Kick, Jinx, Airborne. There were so many. But number 5, I had to go with Torch. What I really like is they molded his glasses on. It was part of the head sculpt, unlike the other two, Ripper and Buzzer. Buzzer especially, his glasses just do not. He's got one leg sticking out this way, and it just. I'm glad they decided to go and mold it on.
Best thing they ever done there.
And he is an excellent figure. They didn't go overboard with tattoos. They got the flames on his wrist, which I'm fine with that. I think that actually looks good. I like that. But they didn't go like overboard with tattoos or anything. His Torch is not vintage looking, and they'll probably end up putting him on a retro card eventually anyway. But as far as it go, I do kind of like the skull with the with the flames coming out of it. I think that's kind of neat. And but he's number 5. Number 4, this is kind of a touch of nostalgia for me. Is why he's in here is number 4, but that's the Build-A-Figure Plastic Man.
Yeah, he's great.
This is an awesome figure. I love it. I mean, I remember as a kid, Plastic Man, watching the cartoon and all that. Love Plastic Man, and I love this particular with his kind of cockeyed, giving the look there, and I think they've done a great job on it. And it was, of course it was a Build-A-Figure, but it was well worth it to get the others to get him. That's number 4. Number 3, of course, I had to have a Mythic Legions in there, right? And this is actually the first Mythic Legions I bought. And this is Thrace, the Wraith Hailer. Absolutely awesome figure. She got a purple cloak, which I don't have on her, but again, that head sculpt and that face sculpt is beautiful. I mean, it's just in the skin, the kind of blue and the dark eyes. It just kind of goes well with the white hair. Again, yeah, those Mythic Legions. I mean, they got a lot of great figures, but this one really. I mean, like I said, I saw that and I thought, oh, that's kind of a nice figure. And like I said, that was the first one I got. That kind of opened Pandora's box for me because I ended up with several over here. I mean, really, the Moose and the Silver Cord would have been in my top 10, but they came out a couple of years ago, so they weren't 2024. So, but she's number 3. Number 2, I couldn't decide, so I had a tie on number 2. So actually number 2 is tied between two different figures, and let me see if I can squeeze them over here. So as number 2, one of them was the new Evil Lyn. I like the cloth cape, goes well with it. It's a great figure. Again, the sculpting is awesome. The face sculpt on it's awesome. They've done a super great job on it. It's reminiscent of the old, except she don't have the yellow skin, but it's more, I guess, more of the 2000X type. Or actually, even the vintage cartoon, she didn't have yellow skin, but it was like I said, number 2 was a tie between her and Retro Scarlet. At first I wasn't sure how this figure was going to turn out because honestly, it's like her original costume was sort of like a leotard. That's what it always reminded me of. And I wasn't really sure how they could really translate it into a classified figure and it looked good. But it looks fantastic. I think it was a nice touch. They kind of put a little zipper there and a little zipper there to kind of give it a little, to make it look more like it wasn't a leotard, but more like a suit, or the only thing I wish they'd have put the slingshot in her back pocket. Because the vintage figure, she had a slingshot in her back pocket. That was the only thing that I wish they'd have done. But again, they done a great job, and these are more nostalgic for me than anything.
Sure.
So obviously that's number 2, and my number 1 figure. I got this figure back probably in June. I knew when I got this figure and held it in my hand, I knew then that it would end up being my number 1 figure for the year. So I didn't have any trouble figuring out what number 1 was going to be. I knew right off. It's from a 2-pack. But it's the Silver Age Wasp, the first appearance Wasp, and y'all know I love the Silver Age stuff. The characters. This is a figure that I've a lot of Marvel Legends collectors have been wanting for a long time. They've done a great job on it with the little point, little blue, the little blue band around it. Her microphone's even articulated. The antennas are articulated. Of course, the wings are articulated, and I mean, it looks just like the comic. It's like she flew off the pages of the comic. And when I saw this, when I saw that 2-pack come out, I said, "Oh, great! A vintage first appearance Wasp. I got to get that." And once I got it in my hand, it was even more awesome than. And y'all know if you look at my Facebook page, that's my or background photo, whatever it is that close up of her that I took out back with a pasture behind her in the green. And I don't know. This is just absolutely an awesome figure, and I love it. I mean,
what was the other character in the 2-pack?
It was Giant Man, but he was in normal size. He had the lab coat with a
gotcha
with a flask and all that. Hank Pym, basically. So that's my top 10 figures. A couple other things that I wanted to mention. I think the number 1 for packaging to me was the new Masterverse, and I got Evil Lyn just to use for an example. But all the new Masterverse, if you look at them, they've got like artwork on the front. So it's not completely a windowless box. It does have a small window where you can see the figure, but it's got artwork here that curves around the side, and then artwork on the side. And then, of course, the back's just got the figure and the other one's in the way. And this is something I miss. They tend to take off of a lot of figures is showing what else is out in that wave.
Yep.
You know, there's a lot of stuff that they don't do that on anymore.
Right.
But to me, the Masterverse, the new packaging is the best packaging for this year or for 2024. I just think the artwork is great on them. You know, Trapjaw, any of them that's come out this year, the artwork, even the one with Hordak on it, the artwork still looks great, even though I don't like the figure. So,
that happens, doesn't it?
best new toy line for 2024, and I think these just started to come out in 2024. If they come out in 23, it must have been late 23. And I picked these two up yesterday, as a matter of fact, from Wolf's Den. But that's the Street Fighter. I got guy on Kimmy. But what I love, these are awesome figures. I mean, Jada done a great job on these. Articulation's great. They're superposable. I like that the packaging looks like video games. It's even got 1 and 2 players, and then got the scores at the top. You know, just like on the old arcade game.
Yep.
So to me, this was the best new toy line that was introduced in 2024. And I know there were several others, but to me, this was the best one, the best articulation. And you know, I thought about actually putting a couple of these figures in my top 10, but I couldn't decide because they're all great. I mean, they're all really awesome. The last thing I have is just strictly nostalgia. And I kind of talked, you know, how like basically those top 3 figures was based off nostalgia. So was Plastic Man. But this one really struck a chord because this really took me back to my childhood. When I saw it, I said, I pre-ordered this one before any of the others. I said, I want to make sure I get this one figure because strictly for the nostalgia of it. The Secret Wars Spider-Man. Now, had it been the red and blue, it'd been even better, and I'm sure they'll probably end up putting one out. Yeah. But as a kid, I mean, the packaging, Secret Wars, this is what the packaging looked like. Except instead of Marvel Legends series, it said Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars. It come with a shield. The old toys come with a shield with a lenticular, you know, where it changed. So you got Peter Parker, Spider-Man, you know. And I mean, and then even the back, they even done the back of the package just like the vintage. It shows the other characters, shows how you use the shield, little bio of the figure. You know, this brought back more nostalgia for me than anything. Because I love the Superpowers line, I love the Secret Wars line. And obviously, you know, the Superpowers, of course, they've been out for a while, so that's why they didn't, you know. This was a new one that come out. The Spider-Man animated series, the Marvel superheroes from Toy Biz days in the 90s, all those were from the 90s, but this is 1980s stuff here. This is 1980s, just like the Superpowers. And yeah, so this is my number one for this year for nostalgia. It's just the whole package, the figure, the shield, the packaging, and everything. This screams 1985 or 84. I forget, they come out right around 84, 85. And yeah,
I thought about you the other day, John. I left my phone in Russell when I was at Target in Florence. They had that entire set.
Oh, did it?
I had every one of them.
Yeah, I
knew you wanted some of them, but I knew you didn't want them.
Yeah, I got Titania and the Beyonder just to finish off the Secret Wars because pretty much I've done all the characters that was in the Secret Wars, and I'm working on getting me a display set up with all those set up on it. But I had to get. I mean, I've got several black suit Spider-Mans, but I had to get that one just for the nostalgia. And I don't plan on opening him. He's going to stay in a package just like that. And the other two I'm going to open. The others I'm not. I don't know. I might get the Iron Man for an updated Iron Man, classic Iron Man. But the Captain America, I've got a vintage or Silver Age Captain America, and I've got the others, the Wolverine, the brown suit Wolverine. So not really interested in getting them, but I just wanted to get that one just to have for the nostalgia of it. And
If I'm
So
not
that's-
mistaken, I think that brown suit Wolverine is penniless.
is what now?
He's penniless. If I ain't
Pinless.
mistaken.
Oh, pinless. Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah.
I thought you said penniless. I said, well, he's not the only one.
No doubt.
After buying all these
No,
figures, all that.
I'm penniless trying to buy all of them.
No doubt.
I hear that.
But join the club.
Nice. Good job, Doug. Good job. I went a different route. I guess it's my turn. I did a different route. This was a great year. This was just a great year for stuff. There was absolutely no way I was going to be able to just say top 10. I couldn't do it. Most of my stuff is packed. So to tell you the honest truth, it would have been pretty difficult to do anyways, because you got to actually look at stuff, and with everything. But I did manage to take some time today and dig some stuff out. And I got thinking, to do something a little different. Repaints are just kind of like a fact of life in collecting. They have been for a long time. So this first category, I wanted to give props to the best Kit Bash repaints. These two right here. I mean, you got a deep dive figure with the question, and all of this is just a Joker figure with a different head sculpt. They erased the face basically and painted it, and you got a question. This was clever. This was really clever on Todd's part. They did a great job with this. This Twilight Trooper guard. The black and the red and the purple. I was so impressed with this figure. And I still am, because this is nothing but a Kit Bash and a repaint, guys. We all know that, right? I mean, but it's so well done that it's just this one. I wish they all could do this well. You know what I mean? So, here's to more of this. This is very clever, very inventive. And it's a great way to introduce a different character. Most improved. You guys remember this?
Yeah.
There's a tie on this one. This is a tie for most improved, believe it or not. I mean, this is the new Night Force Falcon. This is the original Abomination that they offered up. Yeah. I mean, seriously. I mean, vast improvement. And this is a real strong signal that Hasbro does listen. If you're reasonable about things and not just flying all off the handle, they heard the criticism of this figure pretty loud and clear. And this is proof of that, because this is vastly improved.
I'm not sure how they didn't notice when they released that didn't.
They even made sure.
I still have an opinion on this. I think there was something wonky with some employees that were about to be shown the door with this figure. I firmly believe that, and I think it had to do with the leak of the Dragonfly, and you guys know what I'm talking about there too.
Yeah.
I really do.
If you hadn't picked that figure up yet, Walmart's got them on sale, the 2-pack for $26 right now.
Yeah, that's where I just got them. I wasn't going to bother with the Night Force, but
That's the only one.
Oh, really? They
Yeah,
got them for 26 right now.
yeah, I bid on it.
Yeah.
I may get one then.
Yeah.
Just to
Hugh
have
John
a
getting onto Walmart.com.
This
The Coral figure's amazing too on that.
Yeah, I got to talk about her in a minute though, because there's something different. This is tied for most improved. Both of the Scarlets we've got before really don't compare to this one.
No.
This is a great figure. This is hugely respectful for what came before. You know what I mean? And I have to give a huge. My best reinvention of a line goes to Retro Carded, because they're doing some fantastic stuff. So yeah, this figure is just, she's awesome. Let's talk about the Coral real quick, because I can't help myself. I don't know if this body sculpt is the same, I don't know if you
Exactly.
guys noticed
Mhm.
on the Coral, they mounted her legs different than they did Scarlet. So Coral, as my mother used to say, she's wider in the beam
Yeah.
than Scarlet is. She's much hippier than Scarlet, and it's really kind of strange looking at the two of them side by side. I don't know if the camera's really picking it up.
Mhm.
But she's wider than Scarlet. So props for diversity, right? Because I suspect that was done on purpose so that it's not just a direct copy of Scarlet or Glenda for that matter. But that's a great deep dive for Mason's talking about Action Force. This is a great deep dive for our British friends. I got to give props there. So yeah, Flint and Scarlet are tied for most improved.
That's Flint?
No, I'm sorry, Falcon.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Adam showed the Dick Grayson Batman and Damian from the Morrison run. I got to tell you, those likenesses are just about spot on to the artwork in that set of books. Most accurate sculpt goes to this one right here. If you go back and read your Dark Knight Returns, man, this sculpt is just so spot on to that original artwork. I mean, it's just fantastic. This is a great figure. This is my best, most accurate sculpt figure for 2024. That's actually fantastic. I don't think anybody will argue with this. Best vehicles is Classified all day long. The Vamp. This year it was the Vamp. It was, what else did we get? The Dragonfly,
Stinger.
the Stinger, the
Ferret.
Ferrets. We were supposed to get the Claw. We were supposed to get the Fang. Those are coming. But, I mean, McFarlane's Batmobiles are awesome. Don't get me wrong, but they're not this. This is just the Classified makes the best vehicles, hands down. And they also makes the best animals, to be perfectly honest with you. McFarlane doesn't do animals well.
No.
So Classified gets best vehicles. Best potential learning experience. This is a tie too. And
Wait. Is this your learning experience?
no,
or
this is the
company's?
manufacturers.
Okay,
And you'll
I was
get a
curious.
kick out of this one because you already touched on this. This figure right here from Mr. Todd, and this figure right here from Hasbro. The Once a Man. Both of these figures, they botched distribution on these two figures so bad that in light of my New Year's resolution to stay positive, this is a huge learning experience for both of those companies not to ever do that again.
Or else he'll break his new.
Whoever did the Comic-Con distribution for this figure, they botched it so bad that there are an awful lot of guys out there that do not have these and probably never will. This one is even worse. I hope that they learned from these two figures and to get it cleaned up, because both of these were just absolute disasters. There were whole cases of these showing up in stores, and other stores or whole regions that never saw even one of these. And of course, you guys all remember this whole thing. They popped up at 7 a.m. and then they were back on at 10 a.m. And then it was an absolute horror show. So best learning experience for these companies on the distribution side. Don't ever do that again. That was terrible. I'm big on respect. I'm like John. I really like the Silver Age stuff. I really, really appreciate where all of this stuff came from. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think we should really forget that. So props to McFarlane for most respect paid. Doesn't matter which one, if it's the platinum or the regular. This Red Hood figure, it's actually awesome. Both this figure is fantastic, and you notice the artwork. I mean, it goes back to old Sprang era. This genuinely was the most respect paid to a character that in my opinion this year. They've done DC's done a lot of revamping in the last 5 years of the Red Hood character, but this was just like super respectful. I really, really, really appreciate the work that they did on these two figures. No matter which version you get, you can't go wrong, right? I mean, and I appreciate the fact that the platinum variant is literally just a different colored suit. It has nothing to do with the actual character.
Like Clockman, he was an entirely different sculpt.
Yeah, Clock King was completely different. You guys will appreciate this one, I hope. And I'm glad Timothy. Speaking of Timothy, because he actually got me this figure, and it's fitting that he just pops on here now. Most nostalgic figure for me. That penguin right there. That not only screams superpowers, but it screams a lot further back than that. I mean, this is just a great version. And of course, you got apparel artwork on the back. It's just this is the most nostalgic figure of the year for me. The digital Joker would have been
better if it didn't get hit by a car.
No, it would have been a tie between the two if there hadn't been a platinum version of this in the black. Does that make any sense? Because they went out of their way to make this a superpower replica. You know what I'm saying? Versus the standard issue. So this one takes top prize for most nostalgic figure for me.
The platinum isn't
for
black.
This year. The most guts required to produce toy of the year. Do you understand what I'm saying by that? In other words, you gotta have some courage as a toy manufacturer to put out certain things because it's a complete crapshoot if anybody's going to buy it or not. The bravest figure of the year, Captain Carrot.
But to be honest, most people just wanted him because he's
seriously. I mean, McFarlane really took a major deep dive on this one, and kudos for being brave enough to do this, because I guarantee you we're not going to see the rest of the Zoo Crew. But this is just such a cool figure. I don't believe I'll ever open him for any reason because I have to be honest with you, he doesn't display well with the rest of them because it's kind of like, what the? Most guts. I mean, it took guts to produce this and expect anybody to buy it. I mean, really, I got to give credit where credit's due on that one. Best packaging. It's a tie between the Once a Man with this lenticular box, and the art on this is fantastic. Just the way he's packaged and everything. And this latest edition that I actually have only had for about a week. And I know distribution on this one got a little wonky too, but this is the glider set that came. And it's got the artwork on the back of it. Okay, one of the coolest things about this is actually a slipcase, right? And it's Capullo, based on artwork from Greg Capullo. And this comes out, and once you unpack him, this is like a shadow box display for the glider. And it's got a flight stand. It's got a flight stand in it. And this, I don't know if I can show it to you or not. Can you guys see the base? It's like an aerial view of the city.
Wow.
It's a stand.
It's the stand. And it's what? Geez, it's got to be 10 inches long, if not 11 inches long. And it's the stand that the flight stand hooks to is an aerial view of Gotham. And it's actually a fantastic figure. So the packaging on this one is very, very, very cool. And of course, this is comic accurate.
Fancy.
Comic accurate. So I'm actually looking forward to opening this for the rest of the way.
Those pop out.
Yeah, I know, but the whole thing's a pop out. I mean, it's very cool. The packaging on this is absolutely fantastic. I don't know if you guys can see that, and I'll hold that for a second. Can you see that?
They're pop out sheets.
Yeah. You see how it's going to pop out?
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be like 3-dimensional.
Cool.
Packaging on this is actually fantastic. So that you can expand your city on the sides. Does that make any sense? It's actually awesome. Honorable mentions. Thanks, buddy. Man, what a year! Seriously, what a year it was. Almost everything classified deserves to be honorable mentioned. They did such a great job. McFarlane put out stuff for everybody. Marvel Legends seems to have put out stuff for everybody. The last Ronin figures from NECA are absolutely fantastic. I just wish they'd kind of pick up the pace on some of them, because they've been producing those figures since 2022. And there were more announced one of the cons this past year, but absolutely no indication of when they're going to show up.
Yeah, that Ghost 3-pack looks amazing, though.
Yeah, I got to pre-order that before the end of the month. That's my biggest honorable mention is NECA with the last Ronin set. That way, those figures are awesome. One thing I think was the biggest missed opportunity, and you guys might think this is a little nitpicky, but considering everything else that they've done, I love this Stalker figure. But I think the biggest missed opportunity is they should have de-aged this sculpt.
I agree.
Right? This should be a much younger version of Stalker, because this face sculpt strikes me as older Stalker, right?
Mm-hmm.
They should have made the retro card younger.
Yes.
And the original the older one.
Yep, that's what I mean. This should have been de-aged. It's not a deal breaker by any means, but I think it's an opportunity that Hasbro kind of missed. Just a little bit, rework that just a little tiny bit, and he would have looked younger.
That's kind of like what CoverGirl. The CoverGirl that come out, she looks older. Like they tried to make them look older.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But the retro, it don't make sense if they do the blonde-haired one. Why don't they just give her a new head sculpt and put her as the retro? Because that would be more retro than that.
No, I agree. Duke looks younger. Scarlet looks younger.
Yeah.
Why he wasn't de-aged, so to speak? It's a real miss. Toy of the year, the Dragonfly. Seriously, I don't think it just is. It just is. I want the second to the last. This is my choice for Hasbro. Just hurry up and make it, will you?
Hooded Cobra Command.
Hooded Cobra Command. Seriously, it looks pretty good, doesn't it? Hooded Cobra Command. Just make the figure already. Just whatever it is that's going on there. Just get over it and make.
So
the
that you
figure
can
already.
put Chrome Dome back together.
Yeah.
I've been telling Emily, but she won't listen.
Line of the year.
You got to talk to her head, not her feet.
I did this before, but I'm telling you, man, the Hammond collection with these. I've showed you the glass-eyed dinosaurs before.
Mm-hmm.
This Allosaurus was the last one I got. It was the last one that was actually released. The articulation on these things are fantastic. These glass eyes are just absolutely amazing. Even the small ones have glass eyes. Again, line of the year for me is a Hammond collection. They don't produce a lot of these. If you want them, you're going to have to get them online or at Target. Their scale's great. The articulation in him is great. And it's a true collector line. Mattel Mattel shows its love for toys and toy making in a lot of different ways.
In the Hot Wheels ads.
Yeah, in the Hot Wheels ads. But these right here, I'm telling you, man, these are just so awesome. These are just such great figures.
Also,
you can tell that they actually care about making toys.
Also, if you're worried about the teeth, they're rubber.
Yeah,
so you won't
yeah,
hurt
you
yourself.
couldn't hurt yourself on that if you wanted to. The Hammond collection, Jurassic World Hammond collection is line of the year for me again this year. Like I said, they don't make a lot.
How did those compare to the Amber collection that they had of the bigger versions of them?
Oh no, the Ambers were great because they were bigger and they could do a lot better with the paint apps. And
Yeah, I had some of the Raptors.
Yes. No, the Hammond collection. No, there's no comparison even with the Amber collection. These are so much nicer and so much better. The quality of the plastic is still super high. The articulation is really amazing. And they're incredibly well balanced. You can get like this Allosaurus.
You can get some weird poses.
You can get some really wild action poses with these things, and they will still stand by themselves. It's just a great line. It's just a fantastic line. But again, 2024 was such a great year period. I couldn't tell you that one of these was the best figure of the year. But it's the best line, if that makes any sense to you. If I had to, boy, I don't know if I could pick I don't think I could pick a best figure of the year. I really don't. And that's why I didn't. It was a great year.
Oh, before the show started, I was asking him. He said he could.
No, I couldn't. So I'm sorry it took so long, but I could go on. I think we're all in the same boat. We could all go on with honorable mentions all night. But
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, Shane. What do you got? Let's get your.
Okay. I'll do mine real quick.
I'm sorry, buddy. I know.
No, man, it's all good.
Went by fast.
It's just it is what it is. Okay, for me, my number 10 is I just got this one the other day. The Sergeant Slaughter Marauders. Comes with boxing gloves. So there's your fight with him and Big Boa. The duffel bag and dumbbells is just great. Figure is awesome. It's like you said, it's a repaint. We're not going to get past repaints. We're going to get them till the line dies.
Right. Yep.
But this figure is awesome. And I got this figure, believe it or not, for $17.
Nice.
From the TikTok shop. Didn't even know they had G.I. Joe classifieds until they started running a little promotion for trying to get more people on, I guess. And you got to click your link and all that stuff. But it was great. Got a bunch of coupons for it and got this for $17. Okay. So that's 10 for me. Number 9 is Naugahyde from the Classified series. Just a great figure.
It is.
Could have done without the warthog and the stupid monkey.
Illegitimate monkey.
But in my gripe with the monkey is there is no articulation at all with it.
Right.
They could have made the tail where the tail would move around, where the arms could move, but they didn't. And it's just, to me, it's terrible. But the Naugahyde himself is just an amazing figure. He was one of the later Dreadnoks to come out, but this figure looks great compared to the original. Then, of course, Beachhead.
Mm-hmm.
Not just because he's from Alabama, but this is a great figure.
It is.
It is amazing. I mean, just like with Naugahyde, it's nostalgic. I mean, just perfectly to the original. Then on everybody's list, number 8 for me was Scarlet. Great figure, beautiful. Everything is great about it. I mean, like John, I would have loved to seen the slingshot in her back pocket. Would have been amazing, but still a great figure. Then no one else had this one, but Alpine. He is, people gripe because he didn't have a backpack and all this stuff, but Yeah, whatever. Great looking figure. He's amazing.
Yeah, Carlton was awesome.
Yeah. Then the Snow Serpent. This is the retro version.
Yep.
It is 100 times better than the first version we got with, had the black webbing and all. But this one is great. Not as much stuff as the other, which is fine with me because some of the stuff they're just overdoing.
Yeah.
To me, they're trying too hard to make stuff more expensive. I'll say that. When they can just knock a lot of that stuff out and just be done with it.
Now they raised their prices and now they're trying to justify it.
Exactly.
Right. Yep.
And now this right here is from the Mythic Legion line. This is the Xylerian Guard. If you guys ain't been looking at the Mythic Legion stuff, you need to. Cloth goods. You can move parts around on these things. You can swap heads with any character. Legs, arms, everything can be swapped out on these guys to make anything you want. But this one is, I love the shield. The detail on these figures, the Mythic Legions, is out of this world. Then next for me was the Silver Horn Sentry. I couldn't remember if he was released this year or late last year, but he is definitely on my top. Like, again, awesome Mythic Legion figure, just great. I mean, who don't like a medieval figure with horns
and hooves?
Yeah, and hooves. And of course, this one was, everybody had so much trouble getting this thing, but the ferret with the new driver, the ferret itself is amazing. And then you got the plus side with this female driver, which is great. And like, again, back to McFarlane, nobody buys female figures. Okay,
Nope.
yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
That female figure is amazing. And then my number one for the year was Road Pig. I absolutely love this figure. People griped and complained, oh, he's fat. He's fat. No, he ain't fat. He's bulky. He's a big guy. But once again, we could have done without all the extra stuff to make him a deluxe figure for $35. And this figure, next figure, it's an older figure. It was in 23, but I love this figure. I just got it last year, and it is the Moose.
The Moose.
This thing, if you guys have not put one of these in your hand or not just looked at it real close, the detail is great. The lines in the antlers, the lines in the fur. I mean, it is perfect. Mythic Legion does so much with their figures that it's crazy. And
I gotta put Santa Claus on him, man.
Oh yeah, I have. When I got into the Mythic Legion, I've not turned back. And I ain't got to buy them all because I'm not attached to them all. It's just certain ones that I see and I'm like, I love it. I want it. I got to have it. So, and that was me. I just wanted to be real quick with what I had. So that was my top 10 and my honorable mention that I got this year. I didn't really plan on doing him until last minute, but he is so amazing. So amazing.
Now, Shane, when you say you got this year, John, check your toy shelves.
No, John's is behind him, so his is safe. His is safe.
There was an ongoing feud about that Moose.
That isn't John's anyway. That's Nancy's Moose.
That's right. We don't talk about that.
But I'll tell you, if you guys haven't got into Mythic Legions, you need to check them out.
Yeah.
If you haven't got into Mythic Legions, stay away. It's drugs. It's bad.
You won't have
Adam, you want to.
Oh, I dabbled in them. I had to get clean.
That
headless horseman was like a hit of crack, man.
Oh, that thing is cool.
That headless horseman is nice.
Yeah, that figure is cool.
Yeah, I got peer pressured into the headless horseman,
and
I'm never going back.
He's awesome.
Yeah,
I know what is amazing right now. For me,
Guys,
they
did-
would.
Oh, and then they've got
Fantastic.
that dragon coming out. Oh,
Oh yeah, the dragon. That
Okay.
sucker's massive.
talk about heroin.
Yeah.
You talking about
But yeah,
Tiamat?
Do what?
You talking about Tiamat?
I don't know what it's called. It's the
I don't
big
know what his
dragon
name
that
is,
can
but
reveal
he
one
is.
that's like 4
he's
feet
like-
long.
Yeah,
There's a-
with his flame effects, he's 6 foot long.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
who's doing this one?
Mythic Legion,
Mythic Legions.
Oh, okay.
4 horsemen.
It's
I heard
this big.
I hadn't heard about
Oh
it.
yeah, it's that big.
It's huge. Yeah,
No,
it is
Super
huge.
Super
I'm
Seven's
hoping
got
to
a
see it at Toylanta this year.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
Super Seven's got a dragon come out. Tiamat from the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon.
No. He's small compared to this guy.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
then
Yeah.
not,
He's-
no.
Okay.
We're talking 6 foot long with
This and
tail to-
detailed and articulated, and he looks.
Yeah.
movable wings.
Crazy.
But
Taking up the
ready.
If you
veins
get
already.
one, you're gonna have to build onto your toy room, okay? If you
Yeah.
get one.
Yeah.
You know,
He
you
comes
have
with
to
long
put on your
papers to
house
re-
when he has his own
renovate.
bedroom. He's 6 feet long.
He is flag material.
I was
Did
gonna
we
say he's
ever
as
hear-
long as a flag, isn't he?
We ever
Yep.
hear the price point on it?
They haven't released it.
haven't
Last I
released it
heard,
yet.
they're still trying to work out some of the details as far as the articulation points and the manufacturing and that kind of stuff. But they said it's probably going to be about a year before they start letting
Yep.
people order it and stuff.
Last I heard, that was
Mythic
around.
Legions. I know you don't watch this. 2 words: payment program.
You have to. From what I was reading, it's going to be around $4.99.
I was gonna say $500.
Yeah,
$500. I bet.
It's
but it is.
you
It's
collect
massive.
mythics, if you collect medieval stuff or any of that,
Mhm.
it's definitely it's
All the Dungeons and Dragons guys will fall all over themselves to get
Lord
this.
of the
Yeah.
Rings
Yeah.
people, any of it. I mean, it's amazing.
Oh yeah, it is.
The
It is.
like I said, the Dungeon and Dragon one they showed that they're coming out with don't even compare.
Nope.
I actually have
Man, I
that one
don't
on
collect
pre-order.
medieval stuff, but I want one.
It's huge.
No, you
What
guys did a
about the-
fantastic job. You guys
about
did a great
the-
job. We're about out of time. So
The crowd-funded snake lair for Master Universe. Whatever happened to it?
I don't
It
think
bombed.
it's funded.
I don't think it funded neither. I think it bombed.
no,
Well,
it didn't.
No, they didn't. They never did put it up. They were supposed to. Then they last minute made some changes, and I never did hear anything else about it.
Oh, no. You're right. No, they were revamping a bunch of stuff because the fans kind of poo
Well,
pooed it right
reaction
off
to it
the
was
bat.
so bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I haven't heard anything about that. I do remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been
I was
blowing up the
just
GI
wondering.
Joe classified talk chat rooms. I want a 5-pack, $150 San Diego Comic Con cold slitter. That's what I want.
There you go. Hey.
Don't hold your breath.
That's what I want.
Next week.
Compendium talk.
Yeah.
I've had it for 2
Actually,
weeks.
it's going to be in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the things we were going to talk about is we're going to go to every 2 weeks with everything being as slow as it is.
Yes. Yep.
So
Yeah,
Emmett
there ain't
wants to show
nothing in
you
the
guys
stores.
something real quick.
yeah,
Stores are
Emmett
empty.
wants to show you something real quick.
yeah, we got Emmett stuff real quick.
Quick.
Yes. Well, for Christmas, I got a 3D printer, so I decided to print a vehicle. That is a devilfish.
Sweet.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. That looks
Does it go
good.
in the bathtub?
There is no paint on it currently. I have not printed the missiles. I have not gotten any stickers for it. I just finished the other half yesterday.
Did you use
Cool.
orange filament? Did you use orange filament or did you paint it?
I could show you my spool, and there's barely anything left.
It was one half of it was printing for like 8 hours. The other
Yeah.
half of it was printing
Yeah.
like 9 hours. So
Wow.
Mhm.
Actually, it was 5 and 4.
well, it was a long time. I know that. It was running all day yesterday. So he's very proud of that.
Well, Emmett,
Yeah,
keep a
job,
running
man.
count on your material and time. I guarantee there'll be a lot of people in the group be interested in buying one off of you.
Yep.
Can you see
Oh,
this?
yeah.
Can you see these
Kind of
stands? In
keep
here?
up with all that.
Oh wow. That was good too.
Oh, wow.
So
Also,
he's-
keep that up too. I wouldn't mind having some around.
Those look good.
he's
Very good.
working on getting the Joe Cobra Dreadnoks, Night Force, Python Patrol,
I already have
Tiger Force, Cobra Air Corps,
Arashikage.
of the Arashikage. He's working on getting different colored stands with the different badges on them. This is something he designed. So
Cool.
That's cool.
so
A ton of them off of him.
what's that?
I bought a ton of them off of him.
Yeah.
He's gonna sell them with stands.
Well, he's thinking about trying to once he gets it straightened out and gets his colors ideas matched. I think he's going to try to start selling them in like 10 packs, but we'll see. But anyway, but yeah, he's pretty excited about that. So thanks for letting him share that, guys.
They also
Because
pretty much,
classifieds they desperately need stands.
Oh yes.
So, Iron Grenadiers too. Crimson Guard, Iron Grenadiers. There's enough sub teams there with different colored stands. You know, you can do. I think you can do a lot of different things.
I was thinking about doing a 3-pack for the Dragonfly crew. Rattler crew has one. Crew packs would be cheaper.
Just 788 set. That would be kind of cool for the history.
yeah.
Make some basic accessories like barrels and things like that.
We found some files for those.
I have to tell you, Phil, I'm trying not to suck up too much more time here, but we're really trying to encourage him not to produce what everybody else is producing.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying? And I'm trying to explain to him, you guys that have done anything, Adam especially, been even remotely creative about things. I've already warned him that if you do your first show, your second show, there's going to be somebody else there that stole your idea. So your second show, you better have not only your original product, but something new, because
or be so good at it that you tell the competition to bring it on. Let's go.
Well, right. Just that's it. I mean, you got to
I
stay
will
ahead.
lowball everybody.
Now, I'm waiting for the $1,200 electric bill is what I'm waiting for, because I'm kidding. I don't. The little tiny motors can't use up a whole lot of electricity.
No.
But this is for a first attempt. This is kind of cool.
It is.
Does it float?
Really cool.
I've said does it float, and I've looked into it. I can breathe right through the bottom.
Yeah, it's
So
really
it
kind of
probably
weird.
won't.
It's this particular design was a little one that was solid, and he altered the design so that it comes up like this, but it's porous. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way it printed it's porous. So I think I'm gonna invest in the more expensive plans for
Could
him.
you not coat it in maybe like a clear wax or something?
You can get free files for all kinds of stuff.
These were free. The ones that are SD3, there's a company that's SD3. He actually scans all of the original parts,
right,
and then increases them 166%. And that's classified scale apparently. So I mean, I think I'm gonna invest in some of the plans and some.
I'm waiting on our flag, Emmett.
I've seen a flag file.
I gotta do the whale.
I'm thinking
What's going on with the t-shirt?
20 years later.
I was looking at the whale plans the other day. I think I have to do a whale. It's pretty incredible.
Cool.
It's pretty incredible.
I showed you the picture of that one that other guy did, right?
Yeah,
that was
And
amazing.
then we have a challenge. Will it float?
It's got to float.
Don't care.
If you make boats, it's got to float. If it don't float, it ain't no boat.
No,
exactly.
Yeah,
Before you put it together, coat it in Flex Seal.
Well, I've seen where some people melt them after they've made them. They melt them to smooth
seal
it out
it.
and stuff. So you might be able to do something like that with it too.
Yeah.
Because that needs to go in the bathtub. That's where that belongs.
Human soup. I don't do the bath thing anymore.
Listen, if you have a boat for GI Joes, it goes in the bathtub.
You young guys, you probably still take a bath in the sink, anyways, don't you?
Hey, listen. As long as I get clean, what's the problem?
All right, that's enough.
In the original commercial, the killer whale was in. They had the water. They was in the water.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it floats. Yeah, the original floats. Yeah.
Oh, it floats, yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Until it fills up with water and sinks.
Until it fills up with water. That's right. Yep.
Most boats do.
Because you guys have
Bulkheads
seen
overflow.
the guy that spray foamed his flag so it would float in the swimming pool. I can't believe that guy did that, but that's way too much money. But
I would have went with Flex Seal.
I'll
Seal it.
also print these.
he's printed a ton of crap. He's got light switch covers that look like old breakers.
Yeah.
Those are actually cool. Those are pretty
That's
funny.
my
looking.
bedroom light switch. Yeah.
So yeah, he's got weapons and crap and stuff all over the house now.
You need to make some G.I. Joe and Cobra light switch covers.
I have
There you go.
oh,
That'd be cool.
that I found a file for just a blank light switch cover that I could slap the logos I used for the
Mhm.
stand on.
I'd buy
is
that for $1.
This is,
That's right.
this is a Pokemon, but it's in the 6-inch scale, so you can just put it in the road.
Ah, nice.
Put it in the road.
It's a mole
Why would you put it in the road?
because he pumps out of the dirt.
Oh, well, yeah, I don't think it would last long in the road.
That's why it's
Well,
funny.
you know,
Okay, guys, you guys all did a fantastic job. I want to thank
Everyone
everybody for
did.
being on. I hope you all had fun.
Yeah.
Thanks to everybody in the comments. Yeah, Ambush Bug was a pretty cool figure. Yeah, that one too.
It was.
Was he a funny bug?
I don't know a whole lot about the character, but yeah, he definitely looks like a bug. No, you guys all did great. It wasn't terribly chaotic or anything. So, but we have run way long. So, Happy New Year, everybody! Thanks so much for participating. Hopefully you'll
Great
be
to see
back on.
everybody.
And Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year.
Let's hang it up till next
Happy
2
New
weeks.
Year, guys.
2 weeks.
Good night.
2 weeks.
see you in 2 weeks.